I didn't know he had that Manhattan meat. I thought he was a Ken doll down there. Hello, everyone. I'm Manic, and Watchmen was an absolute banger. Truly, it's like truly a great movie. I really liked it. It's not like the traditional. I've been reviewing a lot of heroes movies lately, superhero movies, and then, I don't know. I didn't think I was gonna like it that much since it's not as similar to other hero movies. Like regular ones, like with the DC or Marvel. Is like superhero gets his powers. Superhero has to fight the big bad. He learns his powers. Blah blah blah. But this one, is I guess it was less focused on like the powers. I guess because no heroes. Well, I don't want to say they didn't have powers because they seemed like maybe they had like a little bit of super strength or something because they were kind of like jumping around a little high, throwing people a little far to not have powers. But other than that, like Dr.Manhatten, he definitely has powers. He's overpowered if anything. But yeah. So let me get into the notes. So my first thing about for the Watchmen is like I don't know much about it. I haven't. Like I've heard of it before I watched this movie, but I never read the comic books, never heard much about it. I think I like watched like a few videos on it, but I don't. I watched one that was about at least one that mentioned Rorschach, with somebody was reviewing the what's this guy? That guy from Marvel with the no face that was similar to Rorschach. Mullet Man, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, let me get into it. The other thing is my other note. Okay, so next one, Rorschach's voice is like he sounds like somebody trying to make a scary voice. It was just what's weird about it. He's like the Batman actors. They'll make it like I'm Batman. Like that's Rorschach or Rorschach. Like the whole movie is trying to sound as intimidating as possible, but he just sounds like he's trying too hard. That's what he sounds like. And then the next thing is like when we see the intro, like the movie seems to be set in like an alternate reality where superheroes became like a common thing and like set during like the Cold War era. It seemed like. So it's. If y'all watch it, did the comedian like kill JFK? did he really assassinated JFK? That was so crazy that he is like. I guess we got the wrong guy in prison. Like we gotta let him out. It was the comedian all along. Okay, but anyway, Okay, so there's the new group of heroes that are called the Watchmen. There was a group before the Watchmen. I believe they were also called the Watchmen, and like half of them like handed down their like little names and everything, names and costumes to the New Blood and all that stuff. But it seems like over time heroes became less heroic and more like more. It seemed like more of a namesake rather than like actually like stopping people on the street, like like the traditional superheroes like Spider-Man or Batman. They'll go and like help people, but these superheroes are like going to war for America and stuff, and like this is like they're more heroes in name, I guess, than like vigilantes, and like so it's a weird way to see it. Like we see how actually I'll talk about how Manhattan and a comedian in the war in a little bit. So next thing is we see Rorschach. So he's like talking about all the heroes, like everybody's left. It's just me. It's just me and Night Owl. He's gone, and nobody else is. He thinks like anybody who stops being a hero is like wasting their life away, or they're just like worthless and all that stuff. It's like truly, I feel he has like his heart's in the right place, but it's like, I don't know. I guess he believes that there's only one way to be a hero. Like there's no other way. Like you go out, you stop crime, and like that's it. That's all you can do. That's all they should do. If you're not doing that, then you're no hero. That's what it seems like to me. Okay, and then after that, my next note is Dr. Manhattan powers. So we see Dr. Manhattan, and dude has like, he's pretty much a walking god. He's like, he can change anything into anything. He can teleport people. He can breathe in space. He can deconstruct himself and construct himself back. He can he can do anything he wants. It's like he's like something similar to like Adam Eve, from Invincible. Like anything that comes to mind, you can just pretty much do. It's like just make something from nothing. Yeah, like just super strong characters. And then we see in the my next note that superheroes are banned by the Keene Act. So superheroes, like after a while, they got banned because people were starting to protest, or at least what it seemed to have happened is like the police officers, they what's it called, went on strike. I guess because they didn't like how the superheroes were acting and that how everybody was cheering them on and all that stuff. So then only the superheroes were left to protect anybody. Then with superheroes like the comedian around, that's not a good thing. I'll talk about how bad the comedian is in a little bit, but the cops went on strike. Then the Keene Act, I'm guessing, happened like after that. The cops went on strike. Yeah, that's what it seemed like. And my next note is the comedian sucks. So the comedian dude he's did so many awful things. One thing, I mean, he killed JFK. That's not good. He shouldn't have done that. That's bad. He got someone pregnant. Someone in Vietnam when he was in the war with Dr. Manhattan. Then he said, "I'm not gonna think about you anymore. Like you don't matter. Like get out of my face. I got you pregnant. So what? Keep it moving. That's none of my business. Like go take care of him. Don't take care of him. I don't care. I'm going back to America." And then after she presses him, she breaks a bottle, about to stab him. He shot her. He shot the pregnant woman. And then the craziest part about that, is that Dr. Manhattan's like standing right next to him, and then he doesn't do anything. The guy who's a god, pretty much. That could easily, like, even comedian mentions it. He could have done pretty much anything to save her, like teleported him away, like vaporized the gun. He could have done anything. He just sat there and watched. And then he wants to talk to the comedian like, "You killed her. What's wrong with you?" And you watched. You watched them do it. And then you're like, bad boy. How could you do that? Like, it's like both of them are like, like the heroes, like they pretty much, like Dr. Manhattan himself was the one stopping the Cold War, is what it seemed like. So it's like, because he's so powerful, like he is a one-man army. Honestly, he could destroy the world if he wanted to, and nobody could stop him. Truly, if he was a villain, nobody could do anything about it. It's like, like we see. Well, I'll talk about that at the end of the movie. I'll talk a little bit more about that. But all right, I'll move on to my next note. Okay. For my next note, I I didn't know that he had that. I didn't know he had that Manhattan meat. I thought he was a Ken doll down there. So yeah, I didn't I didn't think Dr. Manhattan still had. You know what I mean? Yeah, y'all saw the movie. Y'all know what I mean. I thought it was yeah. So then we have that little thing like Dr. Manhattan causes cancer, but we found out later that that's actually Ozymandias. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that name. I'll just call him Ozzy. Like he's the one. It looked like he was like spraying some type of aerosol that I guess that causes cancer through the vents in the area. So he was giving people cancer to make it look like Dr. Manhattan was a bad guy. We found out later why. I'll talk about that why later. So, and then in my next note, I say we find out why Rorschach is like went a bit off the rails, like more than normal, I guess. We see that he's on a case. He's trying to track down a girl that got kidnapped by a dude. So he gets there. He finds the girl's underwear inside of a furnace, and then some dogs fighting over her leg. And then he just absolutely wails on a guy. Like that absolutely changes him from that. And that's why he goes like extra dark. I guess that's why he takes the step from. This is a guess. I'm guessing he wasn't killing people before, or something like that. Or at least he would spare them. He wouldn't just be killing his enemies. All right, and then we see he later gets caught because he gets trapped by Ozzy because Ozzy like set everybody up. But yeah, he gets trapped by Ozzy. He goes to prison, and then we see the guy. What is his name? Like I don't remember. The dude with what was his name? Skyscraper? Something ironic or something like that. And then him and the two dudes, the two big guys, they kept on coming back to him like, hey, we're gonna get you. You wait till we get to that. Wait till we get to that. Open this cage. We're gonna get you. We're gonna cut this open. You're gonna get folded, and you're gonna be done. And they kept on talking all that crap. So then, dude sticks his arms through the bars. Rorschach ties him up, and since I'm guessing they only have a certain amount of time to get him out, Skyscraper dude, he says, well, we can't get past the lock without getting past him. So they cut the dude's arm off, one of their guys. So that's one down. Two more. The Skyscraper and the other big guy. So he cuts through that. He cuts through the lock. And then the dude comes in, whips his shot. Rorschach whacks him or something. I don't really remember. But he already has a plan he cut a wire, got a water, spilled it. Dude gets electrocuted. And yeah, that was it. And then Skyscraper, he runs away. Like that was his whole plan. He was like, the entire jail, we're all after you. We all hate you. It was just those two guys that instantly one of them like was friendly fired, and then the other guy got folded, and then he just runs off like, oh, what am I gonna do now? That's all he had. And then yeah, later on, Rorschach follows him and follows him as well. And then we get to the end. It's like actually, I guess we get to the end. So what happens is Ozzy was behind pretty much all of those happened. So in the beginning, the comedian died. They find out who killed him. It was Ozzy. Who was causing the cancer? It was Ozzy. Who was what else? Who actually triggered the bomb? Like he siphoned Dr. Manhattan's power and triggered an explosion and killed like I think either thousands or millions of people. that was Ozzy. He did that. He did that as well. And so his plan was to stop the Cold War. Everybody instead have a common enemy, which was Dr. Manhattan. So, and like it worked. Like Ozzy's plan worked. Everybody believed him. They thought Dr. Manhattan was like turned into a villain. They all banded together, and now they're all good. And then Dr. Manhattan was like, you know what? All right, I agree. Let's do it then. And then, yeah, they all agreed except Rorschach. So Rorschach did not agree. He wanted to stick to his. Stuck to his morals until the very end, willing to die for it. He did die for it. Manhattan does his like insta killed him, and yeah, it was like like the trolley problem. Is it worth sacrificing millions to save billions? Like it's crazy that it worked for him. It's like he really did sacrifice all those people just to save, like, I guess the entire world, because I guess he didn't believe that Dr. Manhattan would have been able to save everybody, even though it seemed like he would have been able to, because they were talking about they keep trying to downplay Dr. Manhattan, like he can't be everywhere. It's like, does he really need to be everywhere? Like, anyway, can he really just like teleport into Russia's like base and like like turn all their missiles into snowflakes or whatever they were talking about before? Like he, I don't know either. I don't know if I'm overestimating Dr. Manhattan, or could he not really just end the war, just like all the nukes? Like I know he could like could he not just turn all the nukes into everything like before they could launch them? Like, because he can teleport and everything. They probably kept him in a similar location. He could probably stop him before they get there, because he can teleport. He can get big too, and like maybe like a big wave. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if that was really worth. Like, how would Dr. Manhattan not be able to stop him? Really, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be able to, unless. Yeah, I'm really not sure how he would not be able to. But yeah, but I don't know too much about the character, so maybe he can't. All right, so they all agreed the rest of them that were still alive. They agreed, like, all right, well, guess we won't say anything. It's like, it worked, so we won't say anything. Then we still have Rorschach's little notebook, because we saw at the end, like, everybody's having peace, so like they're running out of news to spread it, because it's all good stuff, I guess. So then Rorschach's journal, because we see throughout the movie, Rorschach's writing a journal. He sends it to the press. So they're about to write it in the end. It's like, I don't know, like, would that make a difference, that Rorschach's journal? Because like, I'm pretty sure everybody thinks he's crazy. I'm sure some people are going to believe him. I mean, it's the truth. What he was talking about did seem to happen. Like it's all Ozzy's fault and all that stuff. It's like yeah, but like, would they believe him though? Like, I don't know if they would. I like feel like, would I believe him? I don't think so. Like, some guy who's still trying to be trying to have his mask on and all that stuff, still trying to be a superhero after so long. Like, he's a wanted criminal. He doesn't seem like like if we didn't know what we did know about him, like if we were just somebody just randomly on the street, like saw the article, like I don't think I would believe the guy. I don't think so. So I don't know. Maybe it'll change something, but I don't know. I don't think it would. I think pretty much like everything's pretty set in stone. There's going to be doubters to if Manhattan actually did it or not, but I feel like most people will still believe that he did. But yeah, that's pretty much the story. But I guess I'll talk about the characters individually. So the first one is Rorschach. We talked about him a lot already, but so Rorschach, he's you know, he wants to be like a true hero. He had or in his image a true hero. Like he tries to solve crimes. He interrogates people to find the source. He wants to help people. He truly does want to help people, but sometimes he goes too far with it. Like, in fact, like the Rorschach what do I call persona, like, becomes him. Like he says it himself. He feels more like a Rorschach than, I forgot his actual name, than his self. He feels like he is Rorschach. Rorschach is him. There is no more his original name. He is Rorschach. Like, you think Rorschach's face is his face. Like, that's the first thing he wanted after he escaped prison. He wanted to be Rorschach. Go back to being Rorschach. And he, like, no matter what, he would stick to what he thought was right. Like, whether it meant like, because the thing about, in the end, what did he really didn't need to die. He could have just said that he would agree, but he wouldn't even pretend like he agreed. He would not even pretend like he was okay with what was happening. He would rather die than even like to even think about like being okay with it, to even pretend about being okay with that, like all those people dying. Yeah. So he would stick to his morals, like, no matter what. The next one, Dr.Manhatten. So Dr. Manhatten, he's like pretty much a god among men. He can do what seems like anything. Like, he can teleport. I mentioned all his abilities before, but he seems like being so powerful and like seeing time in different ways. It makes him seem like disconnected from people. Like, he feels less for people. Like, he becomes like less caring, has less empathy. Like, we see that, like, pretty much the only person he cares about is Silk Spectre. I haven't even talked about her like this whole movie, but yeah, Silk Spectre. Yeah, he's pretty much the only one that he cares about, even though he doesn't always show it the best ways, because I don't know, it's like, yeah, he doesn't always show that he does care, but he truly does, because he even says it, like, he goes to Mars because she broke up with him, because she was the only one he cared about. So save the planet for what? There's nobody matters over there. At least that's what he thought before he got convinced to come and save the day again. But yeah, so yeah, I guess that's about it. Yeah. The next one, Night Owl. I didn't talk too much about him. So he's Night Owl. He did retire for a bit, but he just kept on thinking about being a hero. Same with Silk Spectre. They both just wanted to go back to being a hero, like helping people, instead of just ignoring the Keene Act. They missed it. They missed being a hero. They missed saving the day. They wanted to do something good with their lives. And yeah, they both wanted to do something good with their lives. They wanted to. What else can I say about them? Yeah, they were pretty much did. So Night Owl, Rorschach, like, they pretty much did all the investigation to find out that Ozzy was the actual villain. He was playing all this stuff. They went into his office. They found out that he was, how do I say it? I guess investigating Dr. Manhattan's powers and all that stuff, downloading him pretty much. Yeah, they found out what was happening. They went after Ozzy together. Silk Spectre. So what can I say about her? I guess she never felt like she mattered to Dr. Manhattan. Like every time that she was with him, he was always thinking about something else. Like because he thinks so differently, because he sees time so differently. So they couldn't really have as deep as a connection as she wanted. Because and then it's so weird with Dr. Manhattan. He always knew like how she would react to things because he could see the future for himself. So it was like it made it. I guess it made it. Maybe it made it even more difficult for her to talk to him because he pretty much knew whatever she would say. Like everything that would happen, like it already happened. So I guess that's like one of the main reasons it didn't work out for him. Like he didn't really have as much time for her either. Like she also wanted to go back to being a hero a little bit, but she also didn't want to be in her mom's footprints. Like she wanted to be a hero, but she didn't want to be like, you know, dressed like Silk Spectre. I'm guessing she wanted to be like her own hero, maybe, or at least have a different outfit. That's what she was saying before. Yeah. She's the one that convinced Dr. Manhattan to come back. She's pretty much like the link to Dr. Manhattan's humanity, kind of like gets him to, you know, just remember that even though in the grand scheme of things, Earth isn't like hardly anything, you know, a speck of dust in the universe, but he should still try, you know, since everybody he knows and everyone is still on Earth. Another person, the comedian. So I talked a bit about him. He's absolutely awful. He's, you know, he's killed pregnant women. He killed JFK. He's tried to assault Silk Spectre's mom. Like he's pretty much like took being a hero, like the stats of being a hero, and just ran with it. He pretty much did whatever he wanted when he wanted, and it did later start to eat at him. It seemed like we saw when he was getting right before he got killed, he was crying about it. Like actually, maybe he was crying about something else. I don't. What was it? I'm pretty sure it was yeah, I guess because he didn't want to do it anymore. He didn't want to go around killing those people anymore. This is what it seemed like to me. But yeah, he was a pretty awful guy all around. He's pretty much the catalyst for like the whole movie. His death was at least the catalyst for the whole movie. Okay, and now Ozzy. So he's the big bad. He used to be a superhero, but then you know, he retired. He showed his face. He started an empire, pretty much. You know, he went, and you know, like $1 billion empire, selling toys of himself and villains and all that stuff. He pretty much like he makes billions of dollars. He has enough money to do it whatever he wants, like Wayne Enterprises style. And you know, he's the big bad. He's the one. He built the big bomb with all the scientists and everything. He tricked Dr. Manhattan into giving him his power to power up the bomb to kill all those people. He sprayed aerosol through that plant, through the plant where they were working on the thing that turned Dr. Manhattan into Dr. Manhattan. And yeah, he pretty much caused everything. He caused all those millions of people to die. He was like the background player throughout the whole movie, like for everything. And I guess he got away with it. He won in the end. His plan went through. Nobody's gonna tell on him. The journal most likely won't make a difference, and he won. He won. He played the background player, and then he won. Like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. yeah, that's so. I guess I give my rating for the movie. I gave it a 8.5 out of 10. Like I did really like the movie. It's like it's not really my. It's not really a style of the movie that I thought I would enjoy, like a drama. I don't too much watch dramas too much. I usually like no action comedy stuff like that, but I did really like it. I was pretty enticed through the whole movie. Like I didn't have too many notes because I was just watching it. The movie's also it's super long. It was like what was it like over 2 hours for the movie, and yeah, I definitely recommend it. It was really good. I really liked it. So yeah, that was about it. So all right, I'll see you later.